Hello, and thank you for watching my YouTube videos on luxury watches. Today we're going to talk about a very special watch, which is the Rolex DateJust. The Rolex DateJust is one of the all-time greats in the Rolex range. With the current trend of sports watches, the DateJust has taken a bit of a back seat with collectors in the last 10 to 15 years, but I think in many ways the DateJust should not be overlooked. The DateJust itself is a model which is probably the most popular model in the Rolex range, with the highest number of sales of any Rolex. The DateJust itself, people say it's a dress watch, but you could trace its roots back to being a true sports watch. It's a waterproof case, the Oyster case. It's also a chronometer grade movement. It has a complication, it's got the date. So in many ways, it's very desirable type of watch. It doesn't have the crown guard protectors, but in some incarnations, there's been the Turnograph version, which has been very similar to the Submariner. The early Submariners also didn't have crown guard protectors, so where the DateJust begins and the Submariner starts, if you look back in its history, you can see the roots came from the same parents there. Now, as far as DateJusts go, in my opinion, the best value for money DateJust at the moment would be the Sapphire DateJust. So for the two-tone version, that would be a 16233, and for the steel version with the white gold bezel, that'd be a 16234. Both those watches there, I think, are excellent buying at the moment. The prices are soft because Rolex has released DateJust 2, which is a larger version. And I must confess, I've seen the Series 2 of the DateJust, and I really can't understand the reason for wanting a bigger size. I think the DateJust at 36mm is elegant and stylish and just absolutely perfect. The fashion towards larger watches is unfortunately it's sort of the unfortunate reason why Rolex has gone this way. But I would have to say, if I was limited to only having one watch in my lineup, I can't see how you could go wrong with having a beautiful steel DateJust in the range there. Now the DateJust itself does come with a choice of bracelets. You get a choice of either a Jubilee bracelet or the Oyster bracelet, and in my opinion there, the Jubilee gives it a bit more of a dress type of elegance, whereas the Oyster gives it a more sporty demeanour. However, I don't think you can go wrong with either bracelet there. I've enjoyed DateJust for a number of years, and they're a wonderful, stylish watch. Being waterproof, you can go for a swim with the watch on, as long as, of course, you've had your seals checked and it's all okay. They represent good buying. I think, in many regards there, you can do a lot worse than buying a DateJust. A DateJust is a magnificent model to own, and the collectability of DateJusts, because there's such a huge number of them have been made, they're probably not going to have huge increases. However, good examples will always hold their own. The early 1601s with original dial and hands, they're quite a desirable watch to have there. If I had a choice of steel or steel and gold, you'd have to look at it, and the thing is, when you buy a DateJust new, there is a substantial difference between steel and gold, the steel and gold being a lot more expensive. However, on the second-hand market, the two-tone versions tends to take a beating, and this represents excellent buying. Admittedly, steel with the white gold bezel is very trendy, and it's hence the reason of the two-tones not being much difference in price. But it's certainly something to consider there. I've owned a few. The only downside of the two-tone version is that the Jubilee bracelet has the middle section in gold, so you can get some bracelet stretch which you wouldn't get on the all steel bracelet. Steel bracelets will slightly stretch, but steel is a lot harder metal than gold ever is. So there you go, Rolex DateJust. I would highly recommend the Rolex DateJust. They're a classic Rolex, and a watch to be proud of, and a watch you can own for a lifetime. Thank you.